Yes, yes. It's Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. And today we're looking at Eddie Hearn's words regarding Anthony Joshua, should I say, Andy Ruiz versus Anthony Joshua 2. And the backlash, the response, the backlash he has received. Okay, so if you've not subscribed to the channel, if you're not subscribed to the channel but you enjoy the content, please kindly feel free to subscribe by hitting that bell icon for updates, news, and notifications. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into the article. Where is the article? Boom. There it is. Okay, boom, there it is. Okay, so let's get into it. All right. I'm going to tell you something that's probably very controversial. All the comments, all the backlash, all the support, all the negativity, all the positivity, it just means that it's an absolutely massive fight. And bigger. I mean, from a personal point of view, I never really want controversy. It's a pain in the ass. But I can tell you this, controversy makes the fight, the event, the talking points so much bigger. It's not why we did it, by the way. But it just shows you that everybody in the world is going to be watching on December the 7th in Saudi Arabia. And that's their chance, each fighter's chance to showcase their gym, their country, their style, their camp, themselves. So for me, I try to keep it much more simple. We're following in the footsteps of WWE, European Tour, Formula One, World Boxing Super Series. I mean, when the World Boxing Super Series went there for their grand finale with Groves versus Smith, did you hear any criticism? Did you hear any objections? No. I appreciate this is a bigger fight, but the reality is that it's a matchroom and the Eddie Hearn thing, where it's like, let's jump on Eddie. Let's give him a kick in the nuts. And to be honest with you, I quite enjoy it. Damn, man's a sadist. Or is he a masochist? Could be a masochist. So it's really not a problem for me. But if it wasn't me doing this, every other promoter in the world has been trying their utmost hardest, trying to stage a fight in Saudi Arabia and in that region. I was the first one to do it, so I'm the trailblazer. I'm the one who's going to get the pasting. They're walking after me like, well, Eddie Hearn's done it. It's fine. They won't get any stick. That's how it works. It comes with the territory. So roll on December the 7th. When he talks about, then he goes on to talk about the logistics. A lot of people are talking about the logistics. You know, what if they don't build a stadium? What if they run out of money halfway through? What then? What if there's no roof? What if they don't get all the seats in? And he says, you're dealing with people who make decisions themselves. So when you talk about visas, that's a decision made by the tournament organizers, effectively. So we don't have to go to anybody. We don't have to go and lobby the government. No, this is how we're doing the event. The event is partly to promote the growth in Saudi Arabia and to promote us as an entertainment sports destination. So for example, when you buy a ticket, the visa is automatically issued. The stadium money is not a problem. There's investors. So it's going to be done. If they come back to us and say, oh, sorry, we've run out of money halfway through and we don't have any money left, we wouldn't be there. But we know the vision. We know the budget's there. We've seen the plans. We know the structure. And this venue, it's not just about our event. The thing is there for a whole season. I've been asked questions like, well, in New York there's things to do. But in Saudi there's nothing. And I'm like, no. Have you been there? And they're like, no. And I'm like, what do you mean there's nothing to do? Do you think there's no restaurants, no entertainment, no music, no concerts, no hotels, no sites? Wait to see what they're putting on around the event for fans. Huge concerts. Huge build-up for the week of the fight, in fight week. Huge. Things are going to be massive. On Saudi Arabia's strict laws prohibiting Saudi Arabia's strict laws prohibiting fans from having a good time. Can't get my words out. Cannot get my words out. People need to be educated, not just about what is possible, but what isn't possible as well. Of course, you can't drink in Saudi. That's something that most people are aware of. I got one question from a journalist the other day. And it's, well, what do you think about the fact you can't drink in Saudi Arabia? Well, that's religion. That's culture. Call it what you want. That's the rule. So if you want to get drunk, you can't go to Saudi Arabia. Simple as that. What you can do is stay at the top hotel and enjoy music festivals. You can enjoy other sporting events while you're there. So there's a whole lot to do. Yeah. Now it's a showcase for Saudi. For the 40 million people. 70% under the age of 24. They love sport. They love boxing. So for me, it was an absolute no-brainer. And those are the words of Eddie Hearn. So, there's been a lot of talk, my assessment. There's been a lot of talk about surrounding why Saudi Arabia. Well, I mean, for me, that's a no-brainer. Andy Ruiz said he wanted it in a neutral territory. So, they went to a neutral territory. Now, it is my suspicion that when they had Cardiff in mind, and when they were going with Cardiff, they had probably already been approached by the Saudis. And they probably already knew that the Saudis were offering more money. So when Andy Ruiz started kicking up a stink about, oh no, he doesn't want to go to England because of this, because of that, because they're not going to be fair, and every other excuse you could think of. As soon as he started coming out with that, and they approached him and he's digging his heels in, stomping in his sandpit. Talk about, no, don't want to go to Cardiff. They probably had a meeting, thought about it, said, well, hold on, listen. We can get more money from Saudi Arabia anyway. We know this. It's guaranteed. We're going to bring it over for the UK fans. It was only fair. It was only right. But since Andy Ruiz is kicking up such an enormous stink about the fight going to Saudi, you know what? I mean, the fight going to Cardiff, you know what? Let's take it to Saudi, neutral territory. And as a bonus, we're going to get more money over there anyway. That's my suspicion. So, Eddie Hearn and them just said, okay, you don't want it in the UK? You say that's not neutral territory? Well, America wasn't neutral territory either. But okay, let's have it your way. You say you don't want it in Cardiff? Okay, well guess what? Boom, Saudi Arabia, here we come. And more money, here we come. So, congrats to you, Ruiz. You said you wanted it in neutral territory, and boom, now you've got it in neutral territory. That's where it is. Clash on the dunes. Ruiz Joshua 2. And now you got more excuses, more reasons not to go. So the question has to be asked. Do you even want the fight? Because I get a sneaking suspicion, and I'm not the only one, that you just don't want the fight. Got a suspicion you're trying to stall the thing out so IBF can take the belt away. Remember, the IBF granted you until the 7th of December. That's the deadline. Because Pulev's been waiting as mandatory. for something like 2 years. So they gave you a deadline. The IBF gave you a deadline of December the 7th, 2019. That's when you have to fight for the belt. You have to defend the IBF. And if you do not do so, that belt gets taken away. And Kubrat Pulev fights for that belt. Yeah? That then gets taken away. So, the question is, are you stalling on orders or the recommendation of PBC leader Al Heyman? Are you stalling so the IBF belt gets stripped off and Kubrat Pulev fights another PBC guy like you? You're a PBC guy, fights another PBC guy. So whatever happens to you, if you lose, it's like an insurance policy. If you lose the fight, PBC can have another one of their guys fight for the belt. And they still have 2 world heavyweight champions on their books. Is that the game plan? Is that what you're looking at? Or at least it's floating out there. The IBF gets floated out there, even if they don't get it immediately. The IBF belt gets shook loose. So another PBC guy, yeah, women can drive in Saudi. Law was passed not too long ago. Year ago, 2 years ago, women can drive over there now. Don't have to be concerned. Yeah, so is that the plan? Is that the plan? Is that the plan? I think it is. You want to shake off the IBF belt. You want to delay and stall, knowing that December the 7th is the deadline. I think there's a bigger plan than you just stomping your feet in the sandpit for more money. More money, more money. Yeah, but I think you're going to have to go. If you're not fighting for it, I think Hearn has to go to court. Has to go to court just in case of that eventuality. You have to have a deadline. And if you don't sign by that time, then he has to approach the IBF. He says, listen, can we delay this or install Joshua? Can we install Joshua as number 1 for the IBF or number 2 to fight Pulev? Pulev's not going to... Hold on, Pulev could be ready. Surely Pulev could be ready. It's what, 12, 15 weeks now? Maybe 16 weeks remaining. The fight camp takes 12 weeks. So, yeah, Eddie Hearn must already be negotiating with Pulev. So either way, on come December the 7th, there will be a heavyweight clash due on the sands in Saudi Arabia, Diriyah. So if it's not you, could be somebody else, could be Pulev. So long as there's a heavyweight clash, you can be in court in the meantime, while Anthony Joshua is fighting the likes of Pulev. What say you, the people? It's Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. It's the like, it's the subscribes, it's the comments, it's the shares, and it is that hitting that bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. Probably going live tonight, 9:30 p.m. UK time. It's Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. And I'm out.